and we're going to talk Texans at the Broncos. Sunday matchup. Texans going to Denver. Denver's pretty heavy favorite here, -10. Over under is 46. I got to remind everybody as well this. I'm going to keep touching on it because this is value. We preach value on here. We talk about line movement and value. This is movement. This is value right here. Scott Rickenbach's week pass is only $99. Remember, you got to use picksandparlays.net/Scott. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. Take advantage of that. Talk to me, though, about this Texans-Bronco game. What are you thinking?
Well, so, nobody, you don't want to hear people crying at the water cooler on Monday morning or Tuesday morning in the case of a Monday night game. But in any event, I did have Denver, and that was a frustrating loss for me this past weekend because they dominated statistically against Seattle. They wasted opportunities, of course, in the red zone. And it cost them. I mean, they should have at least won the game, but really they should have gotten the cover. And it was pretty solid statistically in favor of the Broncos at Seattle. So this is another one, Lenny, that when the betting markets look at it, they're going to look at Denver coming off of a primetime game on shorter rest. They were up in the Pacific Northwest. Now, that's not as big of a deal. It's not like it's the Dolphins flying all the way from the southeast part of the U.S. all the way to the Northwest and back. So it's not as big of a deal when Denver's
not that big of a deal, but it's a pretty big deal, right?
Yes, and people still look at that, and I get it. So this is another one of those cases where we get value because of market perception, and that's what sports betting is all about, is taking advantage of that value where you find it. And in this case, I think Denver's going to blow the doors off of Houston because the Texans, yes, people are going to look, again, another case of what are the markets looking at? They see that the Texans tied the Colts. Game went to overtime and it ended up in a tie. Statistically, though, the Colts gained more yardage than any other team last week. And again, that was against the Texans. And the Texans didn't even crack 300. The Colts had over 500 yards. So people sometimes don't see this. They just see it was a tie game. And wow, the Texans are so strong that they tied the Colts, who are a pretty solid team. But no, they're not. Houston's a bad team. And this Denver team is going to be back home for their home opener with Russell Wilson now. And they're angry. And I see them pulling away in this game as it goes on. Again, and to be honest, Lenny, and people that have followed me know this, I'm not a big fan of laying big points. I don't like to lay big points, especially in the NFL.
Right.
But this is a case where this team, for sure, in my opinion, should win by double digits. And I really see about a 17 to 21 point win here for Denver would be, if I had to forecast it exactly, that's what I would be expecting. So.
Yeah, I see a 2-touchdown win here. I think this is a great get-right spot for Denver. All this hype about bringing in Russell Wilson, paying him all this money, and a game that they had a shot to win last week. So I think this is I hate the 10s. I hate laying 10. There's a couple other games here that are really big priced. The Packers game this week, the Rams game. This is another one at 10. I hate the 10. But in this situation, I love the 10. I think they're going to try and score as much as possible as whenever they can, kind of thing, and kind of go from there. So,
and again, they should have had more last week. I mean, they definitely should have had a lot more points than they did last week. Anybody that watched the game knows that, and you look at the stats too, it's the same thing. And again, the Texans, how many NFL games do you see that a team allows over 500 yards but only gives up, 20 points? I think that game finished 20-20. So again, the Texans were fortunate. The Broncos were very unfortunate last week. And then now you get some line value this week because this line is saying, hey, on a neutral field, Denver's only 7 points better than Houston. I don't think that that's the case. I think that Denver's actually double digits better than the Texans on a neutral field. And in this case, they're at home. They're angry. I think they're going to get it done in a big way. And this is another one where we talked about in the college game earlier, but if Denver comes out a little bit flat at first because they're so disappointed about the way things went in Seattle, they'll still have time to right the ship and eventually pull away for a big win. So just like the college game, I was going to mention, I'm not necessarily nuts about wouldn't play the first half in either one of these games, but I think for the entire 60 minutes, we're going to get the win with the big favorite. So my opinion.
I love it. Got to remind everybody, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlay Power Hours here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern.